start with the questionable guys, Daniel, Eve, and Hawk. How are they looking for tonight?
Those we believe they'll be okay, but they're going to go out and warm up just to be sure, and we'll have more word after that.
Now, CJ, Herb, Trey, DeJounte, it's almost 70 points not in the lineup. I know it's not ideal. How do you deal with that as a coach, trying to, especially this early in the season, trying to get new guys involved?
Well, you look at the positives first, and we're grateful that it's not something that's going to keep those guys out for the rest of the year. It's something that they can recover from, something that they'll eventually get back and be whole. But at the same time, it's gonna ask a lot of the rest of the group, and so you got to cut down on mistakes and grit, grind, and kind of weather the storm.
This is a team in Indiana that comes in very offensive oriented. What are the defensive principles going to have to be tonight for the Pacers?
Bring the physicality. They play with extreme pace. They want to get the ball up the floor. So be physical with them. Communication on defense, finish possessions. On the flip side, we can get out and run and transition on them.
First look at Brandon Boston the other night in Golden State. Pelicans fans maybe not familiar with him. What kind of game does he bring to the Pelicans?
He's a offensive threat. He can shoot the ball. He can attack off the dribble. I like that he's got good size, and defensively he was really solid. So, he'll see some more minutes tonight.
The Pacers are a team that like to press the ball and pick up full court a lot. Just what does your team have to do to alleviate some of that ball pressure?
Collectively, they have to, all be willing to bring the ball up the floor and get into offense and just be detailed on that front. But like you said, McConnell will come in, he'll pick up. Naismith, he'll pick up some. So we definitely have to handle their pressure.
Additionally, they're going to spring some traps on you at the point of attack, really challenge some of the decision making. And what are some of the points of emphasis to help with that?
Just trust each other. Everybody is where they are for a reason. We got guys that are more than capable, so just continue to trust it.
Went with Jose and Jordan in the starting backcourt that last game. What do you just think about them as a duo and the minutes shared between those two guys?
Yeah, a lot of positives. Hawk we know what he brings to the table, and he's locked in, and so we're going to need more of his ability to move without the ball, to shoot threes, to make good decisions when teams run them off the line. Jose, same thing, run the team. Both of those guys are committed to being in the right places defensively, and so, with this group, we just continue to stay together and go after it.
In your 4 years here, you just dealt with an incredible amount of guys being out of lineup. Is it hard not to feel like, wow, this is just an extraordinary amount of injury, poor luck?
Of course that's there, but I don't stay there. I don't stay there long. Life is too good, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to lead and to have an opportunity to use this platform to glorify God. And so things happen, adversity strikes, and how we handle that, it prepares us, for life, and that's how I look at it.
Coach, when you look at this, and it's one thing to have the injuries, but and have inconsistency due to different people being in and out of the lineup. But setting the tempo has been inconsistent. Guys seem like playing with purpose and getting into their actions quickly. All the things that you talked about and emphasized prior to the season, over the last 4 games, we haven't seen that. What's been the problem? Is it a communication problem? Is it a player problem? Is it an energy problem? Why hasn't the team been able to get into things quickly?
It's an injury problem. So not having the main guys on the floor and having to adjust to guys that aren't necessarily, in the rotation, that's the issue for us. And so it'll take some practice time to get adjusted over the next couple of weeks, but that's what it comes down to when you're shuffling the lineup like we are. We're accustomed to DeJounte all camp handling the ball and getting us into sets, and we saw it the first game of what we would look like. And without him, kind of going back to what we were doing, last season, it wasn't how we were playing all camp. And so we got to make some adjustments there.
Jordan's really stepped up with these injuries that have been happening, and you and kind of him made it a little bit of an emphasis emphasis to get better on defense this offseason? And through these first couple of games, how do you think he's done so far?
I think he's doing fine. You know, it's been a tough test on our group, but he's doing fine. He's, you know, maintaining his own, and you know he'll continue to get better. A lot of good will come from him. You know, during this time of being able to get his minutes up like they are.
There's been a lot of dialogue in like the NBA media sphere about how the league has taken even more threes than in the past. It seems like, you know, the last few years have been a plateau, but this year there's been yet another jump. I know we've kind of talked about this with you, just how crazy it is, like how the game has shifted. Is it surprising for you that it's continuing to shift in that direction?
No, not really. I think when you look at, you know, what qualifies as like really good shots, if you can take catch and shoot threes, transition threes, you know, it boosts your scoring tremendously. If you can get to the paint, rim, and finish or kickouts, those are high quality shots, and I think teams are trying to hunt those. All right, thank you.